B.J. Tom Timmerman from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. And it can be hard in a game like this, but did you see the principles and what you wanted to see from your team tonight?
Yeah, we're continuing to try to get better and get these guys connected as much as possible. I thought there was some really good passages of play, and a team that came out with high intensity from the start, and again put in a really good performance. We definitely got better tonight, and we'll continue to just work on getting better each moment and in preparation for Trinidad.
Please, Michele.
Thank you. Michele Giannone from TUDN Univision. Coach, in a game that you're expected to win, you're expected to score a lot of goals. How difficult or how easy is to make conclusions of what happened? And if you're right now happy or not happy with what happened, I don't know what you're thinking right now.
For me, we challenged the group to start at a high intensity and come out, on the front foot and pressing. We knew that we could get the crowd into the game early. It was a great crowd for us. So feeding off of that energy, that's what makes me proud of this group, is that they were able to respond, come out from the opening whistle, and put in a good performance. We'll quickly turn to the preparation for Trinidad, and I can assure you that this group will not be too high or too low. We'll just continue to get better and continue to work on, again, getting this cohesion in a short period of time with one another.
Please, in the last row.
Santiago Beltran from Leader Sports Media. With the rotated lineup you had today and good performances by some of the players, is that going to make you think about who needs to be in the lineup for the next game?
Yeah, so again, as we entered group stage, one of our goals was to expose as many players as possible to this environment and navigating through it. And I think we saw a lot of bright performances tonight from a lot of guys. So it's definitely going to make the choices hard, and that's what this level's about. And so we'll have great competition in the group for the next couple days, and we'll look to put out the best lineup we can versus Trinidad.
Kyle Bonnegar with ESPN. BJ, you guys obviously had the result kind of sealed up pretty early, but there's the goal differential aspect of it. How did that factor into how do you approach the second half? And then if you could just touch on Georgie's performance tonight.
Yeah, from minute one, it was about being intense and trying to score goals, and I thought we were able to do that. At halftime, it was the same exact message. We needed to put another 45 minutes in. There was probably more goals out there that we had in chances, but I mean, overall, you still have to be happy with the performance. Specifically about Georgie, I thought he showed his quality. He's a player that is really comfortable in between the lines. And as he gets closer to the penalty box, he becomes a real threat, whether it's from running behind the back line, arriving in the penalty box. So I thought the performance we saw from Georgie is the performances that we expect from him.
Coach here, Adan Manzano for Telemundo Kansas City. It's been more than a year since Gianluca Busio played with the U.S. national squad. What are your thoughts on his performance today, even though it was a game with not the most amount of pressure, but what are your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, I thought Boost came in and did a really nice job. He brings a lot of calm on the ball, a lot of control. He was able to set up a lot of the combinations in the wide areas. The run that he makes behind is a great run from deep. So that just lets you see how he's seeing the game and he's feeling the game. So we couldn't be happier with the way that he played tonight.
I give space for 2 more questions here in the room before going to online.
Kyle Bonnegar again. Jesus obviously hat trick tonight. What can you say about him? And then it seemed like Alex pressing a little bit late in the game, frustrated he wasn't on the score sheet. What do you have to kind of talk to him about after this one?
I mean, Jesus leads our line defensively. He knows exactly how we want to press. And so I thought, that helped him, in my opinion, get into the game offensively. And then you can see the quality that he can come down and link up play. And then obviously he's able to score 3 goals tonight. So a complete performance in my mind for Jesus. Alex, I was just super proud of how hard he worked over 90 minutes. And yeah, of course he's going to be frustrated that he wasn't able to finish his chances. But again, we continue to pound this message of we're just going to try to get better each and every time. So that's an aspect that we'll work with Alex and look to get better. But he put in a great performance defensively with all of the pressing and some of the little passing combinations you saw in the middle of the field. So he still made an impact on our team, even though, he's probably disappointed that he didn't get a goal.
Gentlemen, the platform.
Kevin Ryans with Fox 2 News in St. Louis. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just you said you wanted to score a lot of goals. How much did the fans, the atmosphere, and how fired up they were help you guys tonight and kind of push you over to what you wanted to do today?
So for me, this is a lot of our first time here, and the 2 days leading up training, every player that I've coached that plays for St. Louis would come up to me and tell me, you guys, you wait till you get here and feel the energy of the fans. So, Josh Yarrow, Tim Parker, guys like that, they were all just, they couldn't speak more about the energy in this stadium. So I can tell you that we were anticipating that, and we knew that we could use that to our advantage from minute one, and I thought we did.
Okay, I'll open the floor to the online questions. Please, Andrew Jones.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congrats on the win, and glad that you enjoyed the atmosphere in the Art City. Just again about Jesus, do you see this man being so mentally focused and wanting to prove that he's the best striker in not only this group, but in the entire U.S. pool? What have you seen from his eyes, from him being back in the national team setup from him, and how he's performed as an all-around forward these first 2 games of the Gold Cup?
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, Jesus, it starts with his ability to lead our line against the ball. And he right even in the beginning, you saw him almost steal the ball in the first 30 seconds of the game. So he's a relentless player. He's got a great feel for the game that can come down and link up, makes these little darting runs in behind the back line. And for me, you see this now, this desire from him that he understands that there's, as a number 9, you have the pressure to score goals, and that's a pressure that he's leaning into. He wants it. He's driven by it. And then the completeness of his game is that you see the high level of selflessness from him, and that's what makes him a great teammate and somebody that we're all supporting.
Will Clark. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Will Clark from Soccer Pints. Great performance tonight. Lots of positives on the pitch. 2 quick ones for you here. You spoke about him earlier, but Gianluca was lively in the first half, generated 2 assists to kind of kickstart things. Was there any specific reason as to why he was subbed off at half? And then secondly, if you were to critique anything about the performance tonight that the team needs to work on heading to Charlotte, what would that be? Thank you.
Yeah, so the sub for Busio was basically almost a planned sub, knowing that he needed to come, from his fitness where he was, where he's getting to. So and always trying to put the player first and being cautious with that. So it was nothing indicative of his performance. It was already something that we had anticipated. Again, if I'm trying to be critical of where we are, I think we can again still improve in offensive transition. We can still improve in set pieces, and we're going to just continue to look to get better each and every day, hitting a lot of different aspects and really trying to build the cohesion in this group. As even though we have short periods of time between games.
Final question for Kyle Bond, please.
Thank you, Coach. Kyle Bond from the Sporting News. The defensive line didn't really get taxed tonight as much, maybe as they would against other opponents. But what did you see from Jalen Neal tonight? He seemed to have some contributions on both ends of the play.
I think our back line was challenged in a different way tonight. There was a lot of direct play that they had to win aerial duels, a lot of tackling. Obviously, we had fullbacks in the attack, so they had a lot of space to cover in in our defensive transition, the opponent's offensive transition. So even though they may not have felt like we were under pressure, I thought there was a lot of individual plays that they needed to make for us to continue to sustain attacks. So I thought Jalen and Matt Miazga did a very good job in handling that. And then again, Jalen continues to just bring the calm and the passing, and some of the passes that he played to break lines and accelerate our attack, and to continue it was really high level. So again, I thought the entire back line did a really good job. The two center backs with dueling and winning second balls, James Sands and Aiden Morris coming down, winning second balls. And then obviously you have DeJuan Jones made some great passes, breaking lines, playing ball into Cade Cowell. And then what can you say about Brian Reynolds? Stepped in and, on his birthday, scores a goal. And, I thought I had a really, really good performance as well.